And welcome everyone, thank you very much for joining me today in my latest episode. So obviously, as you can see from the title, the Premier League prediction show for the upcoming season, for the Reds as well, and I'll do all the other Premier League teams in the league as well. Exciting season ahead for us Reds and for the fellow Premier League teams. It's finally back. The Premier League season is going to be so close. Saturday is when it all kicks off. I don't know if it's a Friday game, it might be, but Saturday is when all the majority of the teams kick off. But I've done all the teams, the predictions. There's going to be some that you'll be like, what? How are you going to be finishing there? But it's my opinion, but I want to know all your predictions. You tell me, I'll print screen them all. I'll save them in a folder, and come the end of next season, and you'll all get a big shout out, every single one of you. And if there is a lucky person that has actually got, literally, if I print screen it, and if someone gets, I give a big giveaway. I give about, 20 quid. 20 quid at the end of the season, I give away to the lucky winner. That might be like a PSN card or an Xbox card or something, but I will give you the rewards if you guess the right 1 to 20 predictions. Obviously, if you put it in the description and comments, put yours, I'll print screen them and that. So no editing them at the end of the season. I'll know who you are. But yeah, nice one, everyone. Leave your predictions in the comments. Some of these you'll be like very disagreeing, and you'll be like, wait, where did he? How can you put them from there to there? But I don't know. It's an exciting season ahead. Some of the teams in the Premier League have done some quality business, haven't they? And there's still 2 to 3 weeks to go in the transfer window. So literally, the positions of some of these teams could change. But I've done these predictions on the players that are currently at their clubs and players that aren't, obviously. But before we start this episode, if you haven't seen my podcast, I do a Monday podcast every single Monday now. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much, everyone, for the support. I absolutely I made up. You've all loved it. And if you haven't heard it, check it out. It's a 50-minute episode with my special guest this week. Obviously, we made Joe, but I'll be getting a lot more guests on it through the coming years. But I want to know, you send your questions in that, and we can discuss it in every single podcast. I want to get you all involved. So leave in that video, leave in the comment section your questions or topics or debates that you want us to talk about in the podcast. It'll be getting released every single Monday around 9 or 10 p.m. UK time, so check that out. But right, let's get stuck into it. Apologies, 3 minutes in. But right, 20. It's Swansea City. Yeah, obviously they finished 15th last season, but for me, Swansea, I personally think they are going down this season. Obviously, the big man, he's looking like he's going to Everton. Gylfi Sigurdsson, he is such a key player for them. And obviously, they've been flirting with relegation every single season, but they finished 15th. But I think this season is the season, especially if they do lose Gylfi Sigurdsson, he could possibly send them down. Player of his quality and the stats and everything, he's been keeping them up there for all seasons. But right, number 19, I have put Brighton. Obviously, the new boys into the Premier League this season. For me, I don't know how they're going to do, but I didn't see a lot of obviously Chrissy Houghton, obviously the manager, but I didn't see any of them in the Championship last season. But I don't think that I've looked at the squad and they haven't got a big enough. There's no incoming players, possibly at this minute, that they've got that will keep them in this division. But I think they've got a good team for the Championship, but I can't see them really sustaining a proper, stable Premier League campaign. Might be completely proven wrong, but I'd hope they stay up. I'd absolutely love them, but all the best to Brighton. I think they'll finish 19th. Right, the last relegation zone place is, get on this, Burnley. Obviously, last season they had a fantastic home record. They were alright all last season, and then the back end, obviously, the Premier League last season, the form literally dropped, and they were nearly getting into there. Obviously, they finished 16th. I think they're then going down, and obviously one of the biggest factors I see in this today, obviously the main striker, Gray, is just left, and I'll tell you who the Premier League team is when I go up the table, but he is such a pinnacle player for Burnley. There's goals and what he adds to that team. I think if they lose him, obviously they've lost Keane as well, obviously to Everton as well. That's another key player. But for me, and I think they've lost Boyd as well. He's gone to someone in Championship. But this is the season where I think they'll probably go down. 17th, This is a big drop from 13th to 17th, just avoiding relegation next season, is Stoke City. Yeah, you might be like, whoa. But for me, Stoke, they've just literally lost Arnautovic, obviously, to West Ham. For me, Stoke, obviously, gone are the days of long ball, hit it up the pitch. Stoke, Mark Hughes, obviously trying to develop the tiki-taka style of football at Stoke. But for this coming season, I don't think they've got a strong enough team. Obviously, they brought in Zuma, from Chelsea, which is an absolutely great signing. But for me, I think they personally will finish 17th. And coming in at 16th, the new boys, obviously Jurgen Klopp's best mate, obviously Wagner, they are finishing. Huddersfield Town, I think they will finish 16th. They had to finish about 5th or 6th. I might be completely wrong in the Championship, but the type of football and style they play, obviously Jurgen Klopp and his best mate Wagner, they play very similar styles. But I think they've got a fantastic manager in David Wagner. I hope he stay up and have a quality season. Best mates, obviously best man of Jurgen Klopp at his wedding. But I think Huddersfield Town will be a very surprising package this season. So let me know your thoughts on that. Watford coming in at 15 in the Premier League next season. Obviously, with the appointment of Marco Silva, obviously, I think they can have a very, very good season. For me, if they can get Troy Deeney firing on all cylinders next season, obviously, with the addition, as I mentioned, the Gray deal, that's who is moved from Burnley. He has just literally signed a Premier League record for Watford. He is, I think, 17, 18 million, but he'll be an absolute steal. I think for that price and for the pace of him, he's obviously going to be one of those cheeky, fast players on FIFA. He's going to be one of those sweaty players. But for me, I reckon they'll have a decent season. I really rate Marco Silva. And Watford, if he can get, obviously, Marco Silva when he was at Hull, obviously he got relegated. But I think Watford will have a very good season, especially at home. The manager that Marco Silva is, excuse me, everyone. I think they've got an absolute steal of the manager there. So going from Watford in 15th, moving into 14th position, I think is Leicester City, obviously the ex-champions. Not last season, but the season gone last. Mahrez is a big factor in this league position. Obviously, from 12th to 14th, they finished 12th last season. I think they'll finish 14th. Mahrez, it'd be a key factor. He wasn't firing all cylinders last season, but they've got the team there that finished, obviously with the exception of obviously losing Kante, and they've lost the odd player here and there in that squad, but they've got a very good team. But the form in which they showed last season, I want to know where all you think about all these predictions. But someone mentioned about Leicester. Have I marked them too low, or do you think they might even go lower? But Mahrez is the key factor in him leaving. I think they won't be able to, and I think they're going to be losing the young lad on the wing, Gray as well. I think he's been looking like getting linked with Everton. So that's from 12 to 14 for Leicester. Crystal Palace, obviously the new manager coming in. If they can get Sacco and that, but I think Palace from 14th to 13th, they moved up one position in the league from last season. See what happens with them. Obviously the ex-Ajax manager. I think they'll have a decent season. But it's very Crystal Palace like. They could literally finish in the top 8. They've got the squad, the potential of it. But it's if they deliver in the Premier League. For me, I really rate Crystal Palace, and I'd love them if they actually finished a lot higher than they can. They've got Zaha, Punchin, Benteke. They've got a lot of class players in there. But I think they won't deliver this season. But let me know your thoughts. And obviously, moving from Palace in 13th, Bournemouth. And the key factor in Bournemouth finishing 12th, obviously, they finished 9th last season. Apologies, everyone. In me notes, I've got there. Nathan Ake, what a signing for Bournemouth. I was disappointed he left in January. Obviously, Chelsea took him back from Bournemouth, but what a signing. I think it was like for 20 to 25 million. I really rate that lad. He's obviously the England, I don't know, I think he's English. He might be another nationality, but Even wrong, you probably tell me. But for me, I really, really, really do rate this lad. Bournemouth, Eddie Howe, what a manager. I think he'll get his move to probably Arsenal in the next couple of years. I give it another 5 years, give him a couple more seasons in the Prem. He's doing an absolute amazing job, Eddie Howe. And if I was a professional footballer, I'd really want to play for Eddie Howe. He's one of those managers that he's very genuine to his players, but he gives them a rollicking when they're in the wrong. But it's the style of football of Bournemouth that they actually play. Obviously with Jack Wilshere, and they've got an amazing bunch at Bournemouth. But all the best, Bournemouth, lad. But you're probably like, how are these finishing this high? But Rafa Benitez with Newcastle, I think with Rafa, he will get them solid. In defence, I think they will finish 11th. They could probably get relegated. But for me, Newcastle, the players he's brought in, Atsu come from Chelsea and all that. Marquilo, obviously, Manquillo, or however you pronounce it. Obviously the Atletico Madrid man that was unknown at Liverpool during Brendan Rodgers' time. But they've got a couple of decent players. And obviously Dwight Gale up front. But I think he'll have an absolutely amazing season, Rafa. That'd be a fantastic season for Newcastle. From where they come from, the Championship, I think the Rafa effect will take full effect. But all the best, Newcastle. I think they'll finish 11th. Southampton coming in at number 10 this coming season. Move from 8th to 10th. Obviously, Van Dijk will have a huge effect. Van Dijk obviously was missing for 6 months last season. But they'll miss a quality class of obviously Virgil van Dijk. He's not left yet, but he could possibly leave Southampton. It's very much looking like. Obviously, I think they lost Jay Rodriguez as well. Huge player for Southampton. And I think it's very much going to be a mid-table season for Southampton. I don't think they'll do anything that good. Going in for 9th position now. West Brom. West Brom have got, I think for me when I watch West Brom, I'm like, they've got a decent team. They've obviously got Chadley, Rodriguez, obviously from Southampton, and Rondon, the big lad up front. For me, they have got some great players at the club. Obviously, there's Tony Pulis as well. I really rate West Brom, and if they can have a solid season in the Premier League, I think that's a very good season. Obviously, they finished 10th last season, but I think they'll go one place higher this season and finish 9th. 7th to 8th. Finishing 8th position this season, I think will be Everton. Obviously, they probably like, oh no, but I'm being realistic. You might be like, hey, yeah, okay, Jack, what are you smoking? But for me, I'm being realistic. I literally cast all my rivalry to the side. Lukaku and Barkley, the players in which the quality of them. Lukaku's all those goals. Obviously, they brought in the Spanish lad from obviously Barca, Malaga, wherever he's come from. Klassen, obviously Keane as well for Everton. But for me, the players that will fill out Everton's team, they're not. I'm not saying they're not good players, but the players to fill out their quality in depth. But Lukaku, it's not. You can't underestimate the quality in which the big Belgian was to Everton. Barkley as well. Where will he end up? Will it be Spurs, Arsenal, whoever he might go to? But both of those players are absolutely pivotal. Obviously, Barkley wasn't as consistent last season, but still, those two players are quality, and they will very much miss them this coming season. But yeah, going into 7th position, West Ham United. I think they will have an absolutely amazing season. Obviously, Bilic, obviously the manager, the Croatian. I really rate West Ham's chances. And they've got some very good players. Zabaleta from City. Joe Hart from City on loan. But the little P, obviously the ex-Manchester United player. But at his time at Man United, he was a player I wish Liverpool had. He was one of those annoying players that was always in the box at the right time. Offside trap. No, every team would try and catch him offside. But he's one of those annoying players. But you'd love to have him in your team. I would have loved if Liverpool signed him, but ex-Manchester United player. But that style of player, getting in behind the line, goal poacher. And you only have to look at his Premier League record. He's got one of the best minutes to ratios in the Premier League, the little P. And obviously the signing of Arnautovic to West Ham as well. He's moved to West Ham. But all the best, West Ham. I think they've got a very, very good season coming up. Obviously from 11th last season, with those signings, I reckon they'll shoot up to obviously 7th. But in 6th position, it's hotting up now. I think we'll be Arsenal. And you're probably like, what? What are you talking about? But obviously moving from 5th to 6th, Lacazette, obviously the Frenchman they've signed. But you look at Arsenal and you're like, they're like us, very, very much so. Defensively, they're amazing into small teams, but it's the big game mentality they seem to struggle at. Obviously, they got that new lad from Schalke on a free. He scored in the Community Shield. He seems like a decent, strong, powerful left-back. But for me, it's going to be the same thing, like similar to us, that lets us down. Arsenal's defence, I think. And obviously, with Sanchez and Ozil, what are they doing? Are they leaving or staying? You never know, but I think Arsenal will finish 6th. And this one, you're probably like, whoa! It's coming in at 5th. Dropping from 2nd last season is Spurs. Wait, hold your horses. The only reason I'm thinking, right, they finished 2nd last season. They've got an amazing team, Spurs. There's no doubt in their quality. It's better than Liverpool's. And you're probably like, oh, how are they going to finish lower than Liverpool then? But it's the Wembley effect. For me personally, you've seen them in Champions League. They played absolutely terrible. And when you're getting teams, if you're playing at Wembley, it's going to be like an FA Cup final. Every single game you play at home, every team in the Premier League that comes to your ground is going to play out their skin. Because it's a dream for any footballer to play the home of English football. And that is the only key thing that I think that will let them down. Obviously, the size of the pitch as well will make them run a lot more. But it's the impact of which the players and teams would turn up at Wembley and give every single team that turns up at Wembley against Spurs, it's their FA Cup final. So that's the only reason. They could win the league, they could finish 2nd, but for Spurs, if they can turn that round, the form obviously at Wembley, as they didn't have in the Champions League when you were in. But they've got the players, Spurs, they could finish. But I think personally they'll finish 5th. Going into 4th. Oh! Manchester United. Yeah. Manchester United, obviously, they got big run in this season. Obviously finished from 6th last season. And I think they'll finish 4th. There's been talk of obviously Zlatan today might be joining again, obviously. You got the centre-back in, I've completely forgot his name, but he's looking like a very good partnership with Eric Bailly. Obviously, David De Gea, the one I rate so highly. Obviously, he's easily in the top 3, even one of the world's best goalkeepers in this current form. I wish we had David De Gea, put it that way. For me, I think they'll have a very good season. Mourinho will get his tactics sorted very much. They will win a lot more. Paul Pogba will come into form this season. He'll have a far better season than last season. Going into 3rd, it does. I think we'll finish 3rd this coming season. And that's without, obviously, Virgil van Dijk. For me, it's one place up from last season. I tried to be not biased. I tried to be realistic, but for me, the Mohamed Salah and Mane effect will take full effect this coming season. Our forward line is going to be absolutely ridiculous, and hopefully we can sort out that park the bus mentality in which we come up against in the league. I really hope we can combat that bus. And even if we don't get Virgil van Dijk and we sort out that defence, if we concede, say, 20 less goals, that'll really push us up, even that one more place. For me, big season, we've not got a problem going forward this coming season. But if we got Virgil van Dijk, I could really much nail our 3rd position down. Very, very, very much likely. But for me, I think we'll finish 3rd this coming season. And obviously, coming in 2nd this coming season, Man City. You're probably like, wow, they should be winning the league. But obviously, what signings they've made in the defence. Obviously, Pep Guardiola, I think he'll get his stuff together, to put it in plain terms. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus up front, Aguero. Obviously, the new lad, Silva from Monaco. The right back, Kyle Walker. and obviously Mendy left back. The quality in that team speaks for itself. If Pep Guardiola can get all of his team together and playing the way in which they do, and defending the way in which Pep Guardiola teams used to defend, obviously at Barcelona, high press, midfield press, defensively organised. City last season were all over the place at defence. But I think they'll finish second, and obviously you already know who's finishing third. First next season, Chelsea. I can't honestly put anything. I can't see anyone finishing higher than Chelsea. Kante, and obviously the new lad from Monaco. It's a title-winning team from last season. We've seen what, obviously the loss of Costa, potentially still not left, but Morata moving in. Class player from obviously Real Madrid when he was a time at Juventus. He had an amazing record. But for me, I can't see anyone past from bar Chelsea winning a league title. Obviously they lost Matic to obviously mention went to United. But that team is absolutely solid. The defence, midfield, Kante, and obviously that new lad, he's very much in shape. Fabregas as well in midfield. Batshuayi to play up front. Pedro, Willian, the class all speaks for itself. But yeah, I can't see anyone beating Conte's team next season. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think I'm probably like, why? But I don't even know what that was. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Leave your 1 to 20 in the description below. I cannot wait for this upcoming Premier League season. So excited! But let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, on the other transfer news, on the update as well, if you've watched up to this, I'm not reporting, as you know me, I'm not going to be telling you rubbish in transfers. All this Coutinho talk, Van Dijk, it's all absolute nonsense, really. Virgil van Dijk did release that, handed in his transfer request, but there's been nothing else from Southampton Football Club. I'm getting sick, and I bet you are, poor journalist clickbait. That's what it is online. If I'm going to be coming at you with news, it's going to be, I'm going to be trying to get as most accurate. I'm not just going to feed you stories for the sake of just doing a video. I really respect you. I love every single one of you. I don't want to be, it's a YouTube and all fans as well. I'm a fan. I don't want to be giving other fans of Liverpool Football Club jag news. When I present my news, I try and get the best journalists out there. Obviously, you've probably seen on the internet currently on YouTube and basically, not all newspapers, but the usual sites and sources are Coutinho's agreed to this, Coutinho's agreed that. He's kicked off in training for 2 days on the trot. But yeah, Liverpool didn't have training for 2 days. You all had 2 days off by Klopp. It's basic clickbait journalists, and I'm not going to do clickbait news stories to use. But thank you very much, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Smash that like button. Subscribe as well if you're new. All Liverpool news 24/7, all year round. This coming season, Premier League's so close. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a quality day, and I'll speak to you very soon. All the best. Hey!